guys, today I want to show you a cool trick of how to pitch a reverb, and I'm doing this tutorial in Ableton, but the same trick applies in Logic or Fruity Loops or whatever you're using. So first we're going to need a source sound. I'm going to choose a snare drum. This one should be fine. Nothing too special, just a snare drum, a pretty nice one still. Then I'm going to go over to the reverb and I'm going to drag that on the channel, and I'm going to set the decay time a little bit longer, because right now it's set to 1.2 seconds and I want to make it at least, let's say 8 seconds, around 8 seconds. So now it sounds like this. And then I'm going to go over to the frequency shifter and I'm going to drag that on the channel, and I want to set the frequency somewhere. You can be quite random about this, and I'll set the dry wet down, and then I'm going to draw in the automation for the dry wet. So now the sound is going to be the original sound, and after that, where the reverb tail lives, it's gonna modulate the dry wet, so then you can hear the frequency shift. And I can set this to different values. So we can do this with a frequency shifter, but we can also do this with a pitch shifter. And the difference between a frequency shifter and a pitch shifter is that the frequency shifter will shift in frequencies, like it says, and the pitch shifter will shift in semitones and more musical values. So, for example, if I was to use a melodic sound, let's choose just some actually pitched sound, so a note. I'm gonna go over here and let me try a guitar. Actually, that should be cool. This one. And I just want to use a very short bit of that. So let's hear what this sounds like. Okay, that should be fine. And then instead of the frequency shifter, I'm gonna choose a pitch shifter. So I'm gonna delete this, and then I'll go over to my plugins, and I choose the Guitar Rig by Native Instruments. And then when we go over to components and then to pitch, we'll have a pitch pedal, and I can drag that in here. And then I'll open up the advanced controls by clicking on this arrow, and here it says max shift, and I'm gonna set that to, let's say, 3 semitones. So that's a minor interval. It's the 1 to the 3rd. So if you're playing a minor chord, this third that we have defined here tells the listener that it's a minor chord. So now all we have to do is modulate this once the sound plays, and you get that minor sound. And we can modulate it again. Click here and drag it up. And we can let it go down again as well. And if you want to get really fancy and experimental with this, we can go over to the modifier and choose, for example, an analog sequencer. And if we drag this cross right here, I don't know what that's called, and we set it to the max shift, we can actually modulate the semitones. So I'm gonna have a preset here with all these steps down, all down. And I should set my loop marker there. And now I set this a little bit faster, and then I'm gonna modulate the different semitones. Of course, I should set this slider to the right. There was one problem, I didn't set the amount, so I have to right click on the max shift and set the analog sequencer amount. Now it should work. And if you tweak this carefully, you can make actually just with one short blip note, you can make these ambient weird pads that are shifting and reverbing and all that stuff. And if you want to make it a longer sound, you can just set the decay time of the reverb a little bit longer. So experiment with that, try to come up with some melodies, maybe even with some pads and background stuff. It's a really cool trick, and you can use it on pretty much every sound. So have fun with that, and thanks for watching.